Good afternoon. You've already been looking at this nice picture. It's indeed an enormous value in this city. And then I'm not talking about the buildings of all the banks, but as you can imagine, it's all the value in the cities where we create enormous amounts of waste in those cities. With all that value, that's strange, because waste is actually material without an identity. And that's what Madaster is about. Because we don't have to create waste, because waste is material without an identity. So what should we do? We should give an identity to materials. And on the left-hand side, we give our vision on the world. We say that our planet is a closed system. So everything we've got, we got to do with what's on our planet. Nothing comes in, nothing goes out. That means that all resources that we have on this planet are limited editions. Nothing comes in, nothing goes out. That's what we call a limited edition. And with limited editions, waste means it's valuable material, however, without an identity. If you want to eliminate waste, the solution is rather simple. Give materials an identity. Give them a passport. And we've got so much information that we can write down in those passports, because we have got digital twins that provide a wealth of data. I don't know who of you do understand the concept of BIM, B-I-M, building information models, 3D information models that almost all construction companies use to actually build. That's a wealth of information. It's a perfect start for the digital twin. And if you have that enormous amount of data, why don't you store it? Why don't you put it in a register? An online digital register for all the materials and products that you've used in the built environment. And that's exactly what Madaster is. Madaster is the register for materials and products that you've used in real estate, but also that you've used in infrastructure. So imagine that you've got that enormous wealth of a city properly documented digitally and available on a product and materials level. That would be a thing to reuse. So what have we created? A cloud platform with 4 clear products. The first one is an object dossier. So if you have a BIM file, a building information model, you can store it. You can store as many as you like per building. And if you store them, we automatically generate a material passport of that building. And maybe I should say it is more of an object passport, a building passport. What we also do is we give a financial value of all the materials that you've used in your building. So what's the value of all the stone, all the glass, all the wood that you've used? What's the value now and what will it be in the future? We've already got that. It's operational, it's live, it's working. And we give you a first indication of the level of circularity that you've adjusted in your building. So how did you mount all the materials? Can you demount it? Do you know what you've used in your building? If you don't know what you've used, it's not very circular. It might be even toxic. So that's what we measure, and we all measure that based on automated processes. So no additional cost to actually come up with these products. It's all included in the platform. And by having built that platform, which by the way is operational in the Netherlands, and we're rolling out quickly in Europe, starting now in Switzerland, moving to Norway, Belgium, Germany, UK potentially. So looking forward to being here and meeting you guys to see if you'd like to have that register as well. And by having that register, what we generate is a trusted data source. Just like in the linear economy, a trusted data source is a key requirement to build up an economy, even a circular economy. And with that circular economy, we can create a circular ecosystem. You think, what's he meaning with a circular ecosystem? Well, just 3 simple ideas. The first one is you can manage your risk. And if you're a risk manager of a bank or of a municipality, you want to know the risk of fire or construction risk that you have in your city. You have to know how things are being built. So having a trusted data source that you can use gives you insights into risks that you run. The other thing is you can track and trace. Where was that particular cladding being used that is inflammable or flammable? Where was particular toxic being used? In what building is it? Or in what bridge? Right now, we don't know because there is no proper data source. And I think for the entrepreneurs among us, if you have a building, it's worth a particular amount of money. But if you can't sell it, maybe you can sell the materials. So you can start trading the materials that you do not need anymore because you want to deconstruct or even demolish. Is Madaster a trading facility? No. Madaster is just the source. It's a trusted data source where the algorithms that you can put on the Madaster platform are not owned by a commercial company. That's all owned by a not-for-profit organization. So the community can use this data source to actually leverage the enormous amount of value that we have in our cities to realize a circular economy. Thank you.